Hello, guys. Some of you, or maybe a lot of you, wanted to know the lore of my Danny Phantomoses, or how I invented them, or what the ideas and concepts were. Well, I'll start here. I was thinking that Danny and Sam get married a few years later after the episode Phantom Planet, maybe after like their college years or whatever, like somewhere in there they get married, have their first child, which is their daughter, which is named Lily. I gave her two different eye colors because when I was drawing her, I'd accidentally colored the other eye the opposite color of what I was planning for her eye color to be. They were both going to be pink, but then I decided maybe pink and red or maybe pink and green. Somewhere in there is where I decided, yeah, that's going to be the concept colors of the eyes. She's also more of Sam's daughter, as you can tell that I didn't add pupils or anything. Danny, on the other hand, has pupils, and that's why the other child that they later have, their son Henry, I decided I'm gonna name him that because I was thinking of boy names on the top of my head, and that's the first one I thought of. So I was like, yeah, that's gonna be his name. So they have two children, Lily and Henry. Well, the kids, are normal average kids until like the one time Danny and Sam go on a date night, leave their kids at Jack and Maddie's house, which Jack and Maddie were currently building another portal. As you remember in Danny Phantom, they have their ghost portal. Well, they were building an updated version. They had the kids come over. Henry, for some reason, was playing in the lab, wandering around there, and then he looks into the portal. He was playing with some of his toys or something, and then looked at the portal and got more curious about that. So he went inside of it, and then he kind of like the same thing with Danny. He dropped on the floor and woke up with different colored hair. Well, instead of white hair like Danny, he wakes up with blue hair, like ice colored hair blue. So he wakes up with that. Instead of glowing green eyes, he wakes up with glowing yellow eyes. And instead of like a black jumpsuit, he's wearing a gray jumpsuit with like darkish bluish color schemed. So that's how his concept was came up. Henry's really this shy, autistic kid who's very sensitive, is not as active as his sister. Lily, on the other hand, is very socially uh, out there, and Henry, on the other hand, socially awkward. Doesn't really like to be socializing till he turns into his ghost self. He also fights off other villain ghosts like Danny does. He goes in there and is fighting, and Lily, on the other hand, she finds out that her brother is a ghost later on. I would think, like, later, maybe at their school or somewhere. Oh, wait, no, they don't go to the same school. That she finds out when she's picking him up from his school with Danny and Sam. Well, later, they try to keep that under control. And so later after that, that's his lore. Well, Lily's lore, she's more of a normal kid. She's more average. She's not as like powerful as Henry is because she's not half ghost, but she's still a very interesting character. Very positive all the time. Kind of the opposite of Sam. She's more of happy, sweet, caring, just all the way cute looking. She loves skirts. She loves dress up. She loves like looking pretty all the time. Henry, on the other hand, doesn't really know what he likes. He's more shy and not as out there as his sister, but he's a very sweet kid too. I thought he'd have purple eyes when he's normal, black hair, and a blue shirt because that was simple. I'd like to keep things simple when I'm doing my own characters. I planned these characters all in my head. I was like, what should I draw? And then I was like, maybe I should make Danny and Sam have some children. So I first designed Henry and was like, maybe he needs a sibling. So I was in there drawing and I was coming up with concepts for their names and stuff. At first, Lily, I was gonna name her Tallulah because I don't know why I love the name Tallulah. So I was gonna name her that, and then I was like, no, Lily, because I remember the episode where Sam kind of wants a child named Lily, like Lilith, but I call her Lily for short. So that's how that concept is. Then, yeah, that's the two children, Henry and Lilith. They are very sweet. They also, I'd imagine, have the closest sibling bond. Lily always being there for her little brother, no matter if he has ghost powers or not. Kind of like how Jazz and Danny bonded over the series. But I like to imagine that Lily was always very close to Henry, even though he never had ghost powers till now. Henry also uses his ghost powers to protect Lily because she's a very sweet girl, is always there for him, so she wants to be there for him too. And he wants to be there for her because sibling goals, it works. So yeah, that's basically their lore. Basically they were just born um, by Danny and Sam, maybe like after like a few years after their marriage, and so they live a happy life. They live a very happy life together. Henry battling ghosts, Lily being very adorable, Danny and Sam finally married, having a peaceful life, I'd like to imagine, and them raising those beautiful kids. Sometimes Danny and Henry fight the ghosts together. I'd like to imagine that, but also I think there's some ghosts that Henry only battles that Danny isn't aware of. That's what I like to imagine. So yeah, Henry gets his powers the same way Danny does. He's not genetically born with them like most people do their OCs with. I'm not making fun of how people do the kids genetically born with the powers, but I just kind of wanted to do something different because I'm more of being different. I didn't want to copy what everyone else does. I wanted to come up with my own ideas, my own concepts, my own designs. So that's how those two were born. Also, I was thinking of adding another child in the Fenton family, like making a whole nother OC. Let me know what the gender should be. If you guys say yes, I should add another character in there. Should they be a boy or a girl? And if so, what should the name be? Should they have a really close bond with Lily and Henry? Let me know down in the comments. Let me know if you guys liked hearing their lore. And guys, next time I promise not to stutter as much or say and too much. That's kind of my thing is when I'm like whatever, you know what I mean. That's off topic anyways. Thank you for wanting to know about Henry and Lily's lore. It means a lot to me. Designing their characters was really fun. Let me know if you guys want a drawing video of them, like how to draw them or a sing-along drawing of them. Let me know who your favorite out of Lily and Henry is. Personally, Henry is like my favorite. I made him relatable to me because I designed him first. And I loved how coming up with his ideas and concept would be. Lily's also a very cute character. I made her related to my happiness and kindness. So yeah, that's them. That's just them. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for wanting to know about them. And I hope you guys enjoyed the knowledge about them. I hope you guys got what you expected. So, thank you. Thank you again.